Welcome to Fair Trade Finder. In today's video, we're looking at two portable power stations, the EcoFlow Delta Pro Ultra versus the Anker F 3800 Plus. Starting with capacity, so this is how much energy the power station can store. The EcoFlow Delta Pro Ultra starts at 6,144 watt hours and expands all the way up to 90,000 watt hours. In order to reach 90,000, you will actually need 3 inverters and 15 expansion batteries. So it's a heavy duty setup, but you can significantly increase your capacity if you like. In comparison, the Anker F 3800 Plus starts at 3,840 watt hours and expands up to 26,900 watt hours. However, you can chain two Anker together and you can reach 53,800 watt hours. So you have some options with the Anker, but you get significantly less capacity. Moving on to output. So the EcoFlow delivers about 7,200 watts of output with surge of 14,000 watts. And in comparison, the Anker gives you 6,000 watts with a surge of 9,000 watts. EcoFlow also natively supports both 120 and 240 volts without any extra adapters. That's really handy. Anker also has an option where you can buy something called the double power hub. And this allows you to change two Ankers together, like I mentioned on the capacity screen, and you can actually hit 12,000 watts of output. However, this feature is pretty expensive because this double power hub costs like an additional $4,000 in addition to the cost of the power station. So you can't expand beyond this baseline output power. Moving on to charging speeds, how long it takes to recharge the power stations. The EcoFlow Delta Pro Ultra, if you plug into a wall outlet, you pull 3,000 watts of power and you can recharge in about 2.5 hours. And that's actually very fast for a power station of this size. Solar charging is also very impressive. You can pull 5,600 watts of solar input and recharge in about 1.5 to 2 hours. You can also charge using a generator. And the generator can deliver up to 7,200 watts and charge in about 1.5 hours. They also give you a very nifty option of combining your AC wall outlet charging with solar, which is the fastest way to charge and only takes about an hour. You get a lot of options with the EcoFlow and all of them very fast when you consider how large this power station is. Keep in mind, these charging speeds are based on your baseline capacity. It would take you longer to recharge if you had all the expansion options added on. Moving on to the Anker. The Anker is unique because it actually charges faster using solar than AC, which is unusual. If you plug it into a wall outlet, you will draw 1,800 watts of power and charge in about 2.2 hours. If you use solar, you can pull about 2,400 watts of solar input and charge in 1.8 hours. You also have the option of using a vehicle to charge, which is not a good option, but I just wanted to put it up here for information. It would take more than 32 hours to charge using your car. So a lot less charging options on the Anker than you do with the EcoFlow. Moving on to outlets and ports. So on the EcoFlow Delta Pro Ultra, you get 11 different outlets and ports, different ways you can plug in your devices. You get 4 standard AC outlets at a total of 7,200 watts, 2 different types of RV ports, a TT30 and an LV1430. These are great for RVs and things like transfer switches. You get 2 standard USB-A ports, 12 watts, 2 USB-C at 100 watts. For DC power, you get a 30 amp Anderson port. And my favorite feature on the EcoFlow is the online UPS, uninterrupted power supply. If you have critical devices like medical equipment or server, something like that, that you want to make sure it never loses power, you plug in your device to the online UPS. And while the power is on in your house, the EcoFlow will draw power from that. If you lose power, then the online UPS will automatically turn on within 0 milliseconds, instantaneous, to ensure your device never goes off. In addition to the online UPS, you also get a standard 20 millisecond UPS. Same concept, it just takes a little bit longer to switch over. Next, the Anker F 3800, you get 12 outlets and ports, a little bit more than the EcoFlow. You get 4 AC outlets. However, you get much less power on the Anker 1800 watts. You get 2 RV ports. This is what is unique about the Anker's outlets and ports. The NEMA 1450 can plug directly into an electric vehicle without the need for an adapter. You also get 2 standard USB ports and 3 USB-C at 100 watts and your standard DC car port. You also get the 20 millisecond UPS, which you get on the EcoFlow as well. So noise level, this is something that's important that people don't also often think about, is how noisy are these power stations. Both of these are far quieter, and you can keep them inside your house. However, if you're sensitive to noise, the EcoFlow Delta Pro Ultra is designed to be very quiet. It ranges anywhere from 0 decibels up to a maximum of 45 decibels. If you were using the EcoFlow at its highest power, it's only going to be about 45 decibels, equivalent of a refrigerator. On the other hand, the Anker F 3800 starts at 42 decibels. That's the quietest it gets, and it goes all the way up to 60 decibels. So significantly louder. Weight and portability. At first glance, the EcoFlow is a lot heavier than the Anker. However, one key note is you can split the EcoFlow into 2 components: the inverter, which is about 70 pounds, and the battery, which is 116 pounds. So while the EcoFlow is technically heavier, it actually is easier to transport because you can break it up into pieces. It also comes on wheels, so you can roll it around. They both actually come on wheels. The Anker is 132 pounds, but it's one solid block. In that sense, the EcoFlow may be actually a bit easier to move around. In terms of warranty, you get 5 years on both of these. And this has become the industry standard for these LFP batteries and gives you many years of protection. In terms of retail price, EcoFlow is significantly more expensive at about $5,200, whereas the Anker comes in at about $4,000. So how do they compare? Let's wrap this up. The EcoFlow Delta Pro Ultra is best for whole home backup. This is meant to be a solution for people that want to power an entire household. It's also great for off-grid operation because the solar charging is so powerful. It's also very quiet, and it has a modular design that's made to be easy to move around, even though it's a very powerful machine. The Anker F 3800 is best for EV and RV charging. That's where this really stands out because you can plug in your EV in particular directly to the Anker. It also gives you good surge output, so it can handle pretty powerful tools, and it's more affordable. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment on which of these power stations you decide to go with, and I'll be back with more comparisons in the future.